Hey, what's going on, guys? Pete here with MixBetterNow.com, and today I want to check out the new update for the UAD SSL G-Bus compressor. This is personally one of my favorites, okay? I want to take a look at the new controls and the new features that it has. I want to listen to how it sounds on the mix bus, and then lastly, I want to compare and contrast it to the original legacy version. So without further ado, let's jump on in. All right, so I have both compressors up here on the screen inside of Studio One, and the one on the left is the new updated SSL. The one on the right, the smaller one, is the legacy version. I will leave them on the screen at all times. They are both dialed in the same way. I have them set up with my preferred mix bus setting, which is a 10 millisecond attack. We have a 100 millisecond release and a 2-to-1 ratio. So typically when I use this compressor on my mix bus, I don't do anything crazy. I look for a couple dB of compression here and there, anywhere from 0 to at the most about 3 dB of compression. So what we'll do now is we will listen to this from the second verse going into the first chorus of this is Stella's song from Zach Jones and the Tricky Bits, and we'll just listen at first, then I'll show you the controls, and then we'll sort of bring it in and out to hear what it sounds like. All right, here we go.
Don't let me linger when we touch. Don't let me light your cigarette and make you blush. Don't pour that second glass of wine. Don't let our fingers intertwine. Don't let me linger when we touch. Although I want so much to hold you, take you dancing beneath the stars, and I could.
All right, so as you can see between the two compressors, they pretty much look exactly like the hardware units from the consoles. And we have the same controls here in the upper portions, okay, and also on the bottom here. So we're gonna have our your typical standard things: threshold, makeup gain. We have our attack and release times, our ratio over here. This is our in and out button, and then on the bottom, this is the auto fade that is also on the legacy version. But they've went ahead and UAD has added 3 new features that are fantastic and absolutely brilliant. This is definitely what this plugin has needed. They have now implemented a sidechain filter, so we can essentially let some more of the lows pass through without overstimulating the compressor. We have a dry wet mix knob, so now we can also use the plugin as an insert and use it almost in parallel, dialing in X amount of compression. And then there's a headroom knob here, so depending on how much level you're driving into it, you can sort of reduce the headroom or you can increase the headroom. All right, so now we're going to go from verse 2, and I'm going to pull the compressor in and out by clicking the in button. So we'll do a little bit of A-Bing and see how it sounds. I'm doing anywhere between 1 to 3 dB of compression. Here we go.
Don't let me linger when we touch. Don't let me light your cigarette and make you blush. Don't pour that second glass of wine. Don't let our fingers intertwine. Don't let me linger when we touch. Although I want so much to hold you, take you dancing beneath the stars, and I.
Okay, so to my ear, it sounds really good. It is very musical sounding. It still has that SSL punch and snap, but this one to me sounds a little bit more transparent than some of the others I've heard. What I want to do now is let's tweak some of these new knobs that we have here. In particular, this sidechain filter. So the idea here is it's going to let a lot more low end through. Things like the kick and the bass are going to be more pronounced. A lot of the times when you're compressing on the mix bus, if you have a very big kick drum, it will really excite that mix bus compressor and send it into compression a lot quicker without being able to compress other elements of the mix. So let's go ahead and push this to around 80 and see how that reacts.
touch. Don't let me light your cigarette and make you blush. Don't pour that second glass of wine. Don't let our fingers intertwine. Don't let me linger when we touch. Although
Really like the way that reacts. I think it's very natural, and what it's doing is to my ear, it's bringing up the noise floor of that kick drum, and it's really letting it come through. Let's just move it up a little bit more to see how it sounds.
don't let me linger when we touch. Don't let me light your cigarette and make you blush. Don't pour that second glass of wine. Don't let our fingers intertwine. Don't let me linger when we touch.
All right, very cool. Now what I want to do lastly is let's play with this mix knob a little bit and see how much we can sort of get away with. I want to push it a little bit harder. This is not what I would normally do on the mix bus, but I just want to see how much we can get away with and then blend in some of the dry signal here.
Don't let me linger when we touch. Don't let me light your cigarette and make you blush. Don't pour that second glass of wine. Don't let our fingers intertwine. Don't let me linger when we touch. Although I want so much to hold you, take you dancing beneath the stars. And
Now, I personally wouldn't use something like that on the mix bus. Again, I might, maybe go for that on something like the drum bus, or maybe on some vocals that I really want to hit hard. But it's just nice to know that we have this feature on the new version, and we can use it when we want to. All right, so lastly, what I'd like to do is let's just toggle back and forth between the new SSL and the legacy version. That way we can sort of hear how they're reacting. They're both set up the exact same way. The same attack and release, 2-to-1 ratio, and I'm trying to go for about 2 dB of compression on the average between both of them. I've done my best to level match. So all I'll do is you'll know it's on when you see this this in button lit up, and I'll just go back and forth between the two so you can hear what they sound like. We will start with the new SSL on the left here.
don't let me linger when we touch. Don't let me light your cigarette and make you blush. Don't pour that second glass of wine. Don't let our fingers intertwine. Don't let me linger when we touch. Although I want so much to hold you, take you dancing beneath the stars. And I could kill the man who told you you don't deserve the love that's pouring from my heart.
All right, so there you have it. That has been both of the UAD SSLs. In particular, we were taking a look at the new version on the left, and we just heard both of them side by side. Now, do I think that the new one blows the old one out of the water? No, I think they're both great. If you have the legacy version, keep that one and use it. And when you're ready to upgrade, I know they do like a half off price on the new ones. You can get all these new features on here, like having the ability to use the sidechain filter to change your headroom, to have a mix knob on the plugin. But I do think that the new one does sound a tiny bit better. To me, it sounds a little bit more like the actual piece of hardware. It's a little bit more transparent, a little bit more musical, and I just really like being able to have this sidechain. So if we want to let some more of the kick or some more of the bass through, we can absolutely do that. All right, so that's it for me. My name is Pete with mixbetternow.com. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and if you haven't subscribed to my email list yet, make sure you hop on there, because when you do, I will send you my free audio swag bag full of all kinds of stuff like free mix templates, free multi-track sessions, free drum samples. We have my top 20 free plugin list and links to go download them, so there's lots of fun stuff in there. But I just want to say, as always, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you watching. Hope you all have an awesome day, and I will catch you next time.